Welcome to this special explainer. Today we're doing something really exciting. We are stepping onto absolutely the grandest stage in all of world sports. We're looking ahead at an event that honestly transcends mere competition. It's an event that literally stops the globe. We're going to break down the sheer scale, the deep, raw emotions, and the rich narrative of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Because, let's be real, this isn't just about a ball in a net, right? This is the story of the greatest footballing grand battle on Earth.
Year 2026, the footballing world once again stands on that stage. A stage where dreams, raw passion, and history are written together. We aren't just looking at a tournament here. We are looking at the convergence of the hopes of millions of people. It's the culmination of players' lifelong struggles and the absolute ultimate display of national pride.
Section 1. A new grand battle.
2026. You see, this isn't just some number on a calendar. This year represents a monumental milestone in the sport. It marks a moment in time where everything gets bigger, where the stakes are elevated to crazy heights, and where the chapters of sporting history will be boldly rewritten.
And here's why. For the very first time in the history of this grand battle, 48 distinct national teams are entering the battlefield. 48! It's a completely historic expansion. What does that mean for us? Well, it means more countries, totally different styles of play, and a lot more incredible storylines all converging in one single place.
And supporting those 48 teams is the number 3. 3 host nations: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. They're uniting their massive infrastructures and opening up the doors to the world's absolute biggest stadiums. I mean, just imagine the sheer vastness of an event spanning across the entire North American continent, bringing the game to more fans live than ever before in history.
Yet despite that massive continent-spanning scale, despite the 48 teams and the 3 host nations, it all really boils down to this: one dream: world champion. Every single team, from the absolute heavyweights to the total tournament debutantes, steps onto the pitch sharing the exact same ultimate ambition.
Section 2. The dreams of players.
It all starts with a childhood dream. For so many of these guys, it begins by simply emerging from a small town, away from the bright lights, maybe just kicking a ball in a dusty street. A young child holds on to this incredible, almost impossible vision of one day finally wearing their national jersey and stepping out onto the world stage.
And for countless athletes, the battle isn't just on the pitch, is it? It's an intense, deeply personal fight against poverty and their circumstances long before they ever reach a professional stadium. For them, football becomes their beacon of hope. It's literally their way out.
So by the time they actually arrive at the tournament, they are carrying the weight of expectations. And let me tell you, this weight is immense. They aren't just playing for themselves anymore. No, they're carrying the heavy, desperate hopes of their families, their hometowns, and really the entirety of their nations squarely upon their shoulders. And the pressure is just so incredibly high because of the absolute unpredictability of the sport. History proves time and time again that giants can fall and small nations can forge legends. It all comes down to these tiny, razor-thin margins. Just one goal, just one miraculous save, or one split-second, last-minute decision. Any single one of these 3 elements can completely alter the course of the world.
Section 3. The challenge of legends.
Our source material highlights the specific, intense motivations driving the real powerhouses in 2026. Look at Argentina. They're stepping onto the pitch with the fierce determination of protecting their established legacy. Then you have Brazil, aggressively seeking to return to their old, undeniable magic. And France? Well, they present a massive threat, looking incredibly dangerous, fueled by an entirely new generation of talent.
So the really crucial point here is how these titans measure up against everyone else. On one side of the coin, we have the host nations dreaming of monumental surprises. They're leveraging the powerful energy of their home turf to really try and shock the world. But on the other side, we have the small so-called underdog nations. And as history repeatedly shows us, these smaller nations possess the incredible capacity to defeat the giants and write their very own historic chapters.
Because, you see, the World Cup is never just about the big names. It's really about the unwritten stories waiting to unfold. It's about that exact moment a relatively unknown youth steps up and becomes an overnight star. It's about a single, spectacular goal that gets permanently etched into sporting history. Or sometimes, honestly, it's about a team that technically loses the match, but plays with such unbelievable heart and bravery that they win over millions of hearts globally.
Section 4. The magic of football.
Far outside the pitch, this tournament does something genuinely miraculous. It connects the world. Different languages, different cultures, yet they all unite for one game. It just beautifully transcends geographical and political borders, bringing entirely diverse groups of people together, completely united by a single, shared, undeniable passion. For 90 minutes, the whole world becomes just football. It's a profound thought, isn't it? Everything else just fades away. For that window of time, humanity shares a singular, beating, emotional heartbeat.
Section 5. Waiting for the final whistle.
And this brings us to a stark, really fascinating contrast. On one side of the equation, one team wins the trophy. Out of 48 nations, only one physical squad actually gets to lift that gold. But on the other side, the whole world makes memories. The memories, the emotions, the collective experience, that is a victory shared by everyone watching.
So, as we look towards the massive stadiums across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, I leave you with this ultimate question to ponder. Who will win the 2026 World Cup? Will a brand new champion rise up and forge a completely new path in history, or will an old legend return to reclaim their throne and rule the world once again?
We won't know until the final whistle. We have to wait until that magical moment when all the sweat, all the pressure, and all the passion finally culminate, and a lifelong dream is turned into absolute reality. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep wondering, and I'll see you next time.